Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a universally experienced but totally ignored digital micro-interaction, and we're going to uncover the high-stakes narrative hiding right in front of us. I mean, most of us stare blankly at this exact security screen every single day, completely missing the intense digital interrogation happening in real time. Let's pause time for a second and look at the exact three-word phrase that kicks this whole thing off. Just a moment. It sounds so polite, right? Kind of like a gracious host asking you to wait in the foyer. But actually, it's politely forcing you to halt at a digital border. It's literally a mandatory traffic stop on the information superhighway. You're just trying to get to your destination, and bam, everything freezes. We're going to break this down into 4 quick phases: the digital waiting room, the malicious bot threat, verification and requirements, and finally, the invisible infrastructure. Let's jump into part 1, the digital waiting room, and analyze that initial pause. Now, the system explicitly tells us that we aren't just waiting for the destination site to load. We are actively being subjected to a strict security verification process. This completely shatters the illusion of a slow internet connection. This isn't lag. This is an active, calculated checkpoint. And it beautifully illustrates this hidden chronological sequence that happens in mere milliseconds. First, the page displays. Then, boom, the security check triggers. Next, your digital identity is heavily scrutinized to prove you're human. And only after passing that invisible test do we reach step 4, actually waiting for the site to respond. It's a rapid-fire sequence just cleverly disguised as a simple pause. All right, section 2, the malicious bot threat. Let's define the enemy at the gates. The whole reason this checkpoint exists is to protect the website against an invisible enemy, explicitly labeled as malicious bots. The site isn't just sitting passively on a server, it's actively defending its perimeter against hostile, automated entities that are constantly trying to kick the door in. And here's the crazy part. This means the system initially treats you, the actual human sitting at the keyboard, with absolute suspicion. While it verifies you aren't a bot, you are presumed to be a threat until proven innocent. The default stance is pure defense. Until you pass those invisible checks, you are categorized right alongside those malicious bots. It really is a fascinating shift in how modern digital spaces treat us. Which brings us to section 3, verification and requirements, or the conditions for entry. Once you pass the test, we finally get the good news. Verification's successful. At this exact moment, the digital tension drops. Your status officially shifts back to just waiting for the destination to answer. You've been cleared by the authorities, and you're no longer a suspected threat. But wait, even with successful verification, there's still a technical toll for entry. You aren't just let through the gate unconditionally, you absolutely must enable JavaScript and cookies to continue. Those are the non-negotiable terms of passage. It's a strict, conditional entry based entirely on your compliance. Finally, section 4, the invisible infrastructure. Let's uncover the architects behind this checkpoint. The fine print reveals the true architect of this whole operation, attributing the performance and security to Cloudflare privacy. They are the invisible border guards. They built the wall, they wrote the interrogation script, and they ultimately decide if you get to see the website. It's a massive, invisible hand filtering our everyday internet traffic. To really wrap your head around the sheer scale and specificity of this infrastructure, check out this unique alphanumeric fingerprint, the Ray ID. This is assigned specifically to track your single fleeting security event. You aren't just some anonymous blip. This exact microsecond in time where you were halted and verified is uniquely cataloged, stamped, and recorded with this exact ID. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought. The next time a website politely asks you for just a moment, are you going to realize the invisible security war happening right behind your screen? We're so conditioned to just ignore it, but there is this whole world of intense verification, presumed guilt, and massive global infrastructure hiding right in plain sight.